Hello everyone, I'm Chris from Legends Beware. Welcome to our first installment of the Allure of Myths and Legends. I'm heading to Expedition Bigfoot in Blue Ridge, Georgia to meet with Sybilla Irwin, a Cryptid Witness Sketch Artist, to find out what lured her into the realm of myths and legends.
Well, the first time I saw a Sasquatch was probably the Patterson footage, and I instantly felt like that was a living creature. It never crossed my mind that that was anything other than a living creature. So that definitely got me hooked. And then I think there's multiple books that I read when I was a kid that about cryptids, about other creatures that other people were seeing, that to me were totally credible. So that kind of started it for me, especially with the cryptids. And then I discovered the BFRO website. I think it was 1999 or 2000. And boy, talk about, I just ate the material there. I would find myself up at 1 or 2 in the morning reading report after report after report. I couldn't not read those reports. And then I'd finished all the Texas reports, and then I'd started reading the surrounding, and then I'd go read something from the Pacific Northwest. And you notice very rapidly that there's patterns. The Sasquatches in the Pacific Northwest are acting just like the ones in Florida or Georgia or anywhere else. And so that's fascinating. And the witnesses don't know each other. They're not all comparing notes. So for me, there just was never a time when I didn't believe that this creature was real. I'm an artist, so the two together, just one day someone asked me to do a witness sketch. This woman had picked one, that Pete Travers had done, and just needed some modifications, so I did that, and that worked, and then, so it just kind of started the ball rolling, and then I started working with other investigators. And I feel very blessed to have found kind of a niche where I feel like I can make a difference. When I'm working with witnesses, I feel like what I do makes a difference for them. That's cathartic, because for some of them, they've been so traumatized by what they've seen. It's like one hunter told me it's like it ripped the fabric of my reality seeing this thing. So, and for some of them, it's so burned into their mind. They can see it, even if it was 20 years ago, they can see it like it was yesterday. And whenever we finish their sketch, they can actually, they can flip it around and they can show people, this is what I saw. This is it. This is what's been burned in my mind all this time. Because you can tell people in 1,000 words what you saw, but an image, is worth so much. And so then after people see it, they're like, well, okay, now if that's what you saw, now I understand why you won't go back. Why you don't go in the woods. So for some, it really is healing, and they can start sleeping again. Like the witness I worked with from Oklahoma, the skinwalker. He wasn't sleeping. He was having horrible nightmares. Couldn't eat. He was just sick. And then I think there's something in the process of doing the witness sketch. Maybe it's because I ask really analytical questions, because I go, I have to ask really detailed questions, and I think it kind of takes it out of the emotional and helps them get more into the analytical side, because they have to help me. And so I think there's something in that process that helps them somehow. I've worked with people from all walks of life. I've worked with district attorneys, I've worked with nurses, doctors, lawyers, NASA engineer, literally from every walk of life. People that drive 18-wheelers, there was like a nurse in Colorado. She was one of those people who, you know how like a traveling nurse? Bigfoot's not on her radar. She just stopped. She was falling asleep because it was early in the morning. She stopped, got out of her truck, walked to the back of her truck to smoke a cigarette and wake herself up. When she turned, there was this creature standing right there. It kind of arched its back, sniffed the air, turned, looked straight at her. And, you know, they both kind of ran. She got in her truck and took off, and 2 miles down the road had to stop to throw up. And this is a nurse. I mean, this is someone who sees, you know, amazing, godly things probably, and that's how deeply affected she was. Yeah. Yeah, people from all walks of life. And generally, it's not people looking for Sasquatch. You know, they're just out there doing life. Yeah. They didn't ask for this to happen. I think that's why I have so much compassion and empathy for what they're going through. That's why I feel so blessed to be able to do what I do, and that people are willing to work with me.